Lou here, back with another video, and today I've got an exciting one for you. We are checking out the brand new Oppo R5, which, in case you haven't heard, is the thinnest phone on the planet, even thinner than the new iPhone 6. It has a 5.2-inch AMOLED screen, 1080p. It has a 13 megapixel rear camera and a 5 megapixel front. It also comes in this crazy box. It's made of plastic. And when I first got the larger shipping box, which actually came with two phones, you'll see the other one shortly, I was wondering why it weighed so much, but it's because Oppo uses these really cool plastic boxes, which are obviously going to protect your device and look pretty slick at the same time. Oh my goodness. Yes, that is thin, my friends. Wow. A lot of confidence holding onto it here because there is a sort of sharp edge there that you can feel. My goodness, that is thin. I'll pull out an iPhone right now to compare, and it might be hard for you to tell because they are both incredibly thin, but we are looking at a very, very thin device. It's made mostly of metal, at least that's the way that it feels. The camera does protrude a little bit, and you have a flash in this location right here. Now, one thing that you'll see is missing, or you won't see, is a headphone jack. There's no headphone jack on here. It's so thin that they couldn't fit one, so you'll actually use the micro USB port to connect headphones. We have the gigantic power brick here. This is obviously not going to be useful to me, but that's okay. I have a lot of USB power bricks. You've also got some headphones. That's a nice addition. These look to be specialized, as I said, because they use the micro USB port to connect. Otherwise, fairly standard stuff. They do have a little angle to the connector, and they look to be an in-ear style, so they'll probably fit a little bit deeper inside your ear. Oh, there's a disconnection point here as well. So you can use them as regular headphones if you're not using them with this device, you know, a standard headphone jack. Otherwise, you go into this adapter here, and then you get the micro USB on the other end. Now, my thinking here is you could probably use whichever headphones you like as long as you're using this adapter. This is a very important adapter. Probably a good idea to not lose this, though you could likely get another one if you really needed to. Over here we have our SIM tool. This is, of course, for installing your SIM into the R5, and they've even included a case in here, a flip cover case. I don't normally use these style of cases. I like to have access to my device immediately, but if this is your thing, you have a flip style case with some information that will be displayed in this cutout here, this little frame. And lastly, you have a micro USB cable. This, of course, is going to be used to charge and sync the device. And I almost missed these little guys right here. You have some extra ear tips for different sizes for those headphones I talked about earlier. So you have some little ones, some big ones, and it appears that the medium ones are pre-installed. So that gives you an idea of what's inside the box, but let's go ahead and take a closer look at the actual device and just how crazy thin that it is. Okay, so here's a closer look at the R5. And as mentioned, this is the thinnest phone on the planet. And it might be hard to tell because you don't really have a comparison, or at least you're not holding the device in your hand. Now, obviously, phones are getting crazy thin these days. In general, the new iPhone was about as thin as I thought phones needed to be, if not already too thin. If you guys have seen my previous videos, you probably know why I'm thinking that. But one thing I will say about the R5 is I appreciate the fact that there's an edge to grip onto, because when you're dealing with an incredibly thin phone, do you have confidence in your grip? Is it solid? And the iPhone 6 is incredibly slippery. It's slippery in your pocket, slippery in your hand. Just giving you a quick look around the device, you have your volume rocker in this location. Your power switch lives here. That'll line up with your thumb when you're holding it. On the front of the device, you have some capacitive buttons along the bottom, back, home, multitasking. On the top, you have your earpiece as well as some sensors and the forward-facing camera. On the other side, you have your SIM tray, and then on the bottom, you have your micro USB port and microphone, and that's pretty much it. Fairly slick device here. So there you have it, an unboxing and overview of the brand new Oppo R5, the thinnest phone in the world. Make sure to stay tuned to the channel for more interesting videos featuring this phone coming up very shortly. Thanks for watching, guys. If you enjoyed this content, be sure to leave a thumbs up down below, and I'll catch you on the next episode. Later.